This is you, stiff, groggy, and stumbling into your running shoes straight out of bed. And this is me, starting every morning run, feeling loose, spry, and ready to check all those boxes. In this episode, I'm gonna break down my 3-step warm-up routine that will transform your runs by possibly preventing injuries, possibly improving performance, and 100% making you feel like you're 10 years younger every time you start those morning and even afternoon and evening runs. On top of all that, we're gonna go through my actual 3-step warm-up process. Yes, I have 3 steps to warm up. Wake up warm-up, inside warm-up, and outside warm-up. Yes, it's absolutely worth it, promise you. Why most runners skip warm-ups and cool downs, how to do it, simple, time-efficient exercises that fit into any morning schedule or again, afternoon or evening. And to end it, pro tips for cold weather and staying consistent, because that's what we do at the 1% Better Runner. Because I'm Darren D. Lake, running and nutrition coach, sub-3-hour marathoner, and 10-hour Ironman finisher. Since 1996, I've been helping other self-coach runners, researching and experimenting on how to better myself 1% each day. And the 1% Better Runner, that's who this is here in the YouTube and all the content. We don't do 3-week quick hacks. Instead, we give you lifelong tools to run better for the next 3 decades. And stick around to the middle because I have a solution for the whole problem of runners not warming up that you can get ASAP for free. Let's get into it.
Why warm-up matters.
As the Gen Z kids say, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, or 100 or 100%, however you wanna frame it. When I started running back in 96, I skipped warm-ups all the time, straight out of bed or from sitting around all day because I didn't do morning runs back then, out the door and into fast intervals by like the 4th, 5th minute because I was in a rush all the time. I don't know, I was in more of a rush in my 20s than I am now in my 40s. But as I've gotten older and hopefully wiser, I've learned this approach is an absolute recipe for disaster. Your nervous system needs time to wake up and your muscles need priming. It needs some blood flowing to it, delivers the oxygen so it can perform at its best. And to put it in a way that makes sense, getting out the door and running without a warm-up is like flooring the accelerator on a cold car engine. It's bad for your body. It's gonna be bad for your workout and definitely just your mental in the long term. Note, while this is targeted at morning run people, this is also relevant to any other time. As I said before, it's still quite a shock to your body going from sitting or standing all day to running. Fun fact, there are actually 2 types of warm-ups. There is simply feeling warm from air temperature. So if it's cold outside, you wanna warm up with layers. And then there's getting blood flowing to your muscles, the second type, which actually matters for running and everything we're talking about here.
Step 1, the wake up warm up.
Duration, 3 minutes. This quick sequence wakes up your body and your brain. You can do it in the time it takes you to brush your teeth. Yes, I do it brushing my teeth in the morning because I try to get as much sleep as I can and then just get out the door as fast as possible. These should be very easy and feel like a 2 out of 3 effort. So these workout movements that I'm doing, we are just warming up here. So the first of this step is the first exercise workout, the double leg calf raise. What's getting warmed up? Calves, Achilles, and plantar fasciae, everything from lower legs from your knee down. Why is it important? Your lower legs are stiff in the morning and this gently activates them. I found via science and myself and just experimenting on this, I know it works. Everyone knows it works. When you start moving, you pump blood to it, it starts feeling better. How to do it? Gently start by raising both legs. Hold at the top for 20 to 30 seconds. Do 1. Yes, 1. I promise you. That's all you got to do with just waking up. Then transition to single leg raises. Nice and slow. 2 reps each. Yes, 2. You can do 10 to 20 seconds, however long you feel comfortable. You're just trying to go to the top, hold, and then go down. The second workout, good mornings. No pun intended. Maybe pun intended. Maybe. What's warming up? Hamstrings, glutes, hips, and lower back. Why is it important? A perfect follow-up for the calf raises. Hamstrings kick in as your calves fatigue. Side note, this gets your posterior chain firing because the calves are the bottom, plantar fascia, and then your glutes are at the top and hamstrings are in the middle. How to do it? Put your feet hip width apart, hands on hips, slowly hinge forward, hold 2 seconds, and then come back up 3 to 5 times. You're just trying to move. You don't have to win any awards here. It's perfect while you're brushing your teeth. You're going over. And the third movement is squats, because you can do this while you're brushing your teeth. So what's warming up? Quads, glutes, and hip flexors. Why is it important? It's a perfect running movement because when you run, you're actually bending down every step. It hits all the major run specific muscles. How to do it? Start with shallow squats and increase depth with each rep. 2 to 3 slow reps total. And I'd say 5 to 10 seconds you hold at the bottom. So you go down really slow, hold at the bottom, for 5 to 10 seconds and then back up. Make sure you just like squeeze your glutes together, your butt cheeks. Boom, done. That's it. Fun bonus. Turn overhead lights on while in the bathroom to help your brain get the signal that it's morning. I have 2 actual lights in the bathroom. Actually, I light a candle sometime, so you can get a really dark light. But I found that low light isn't the best to get me to wake up. And after like a minute or 2, I turn the bright light on. It's a bit bright. I have dark eyes, so it's okay for me. But my brain is like, wake up. And if you can have blue light or you have light outside, I usually wake up when it's dark outside early in the morning, get those runs in. But if you have light outside, get some of that light, open the curtains, go outside, get some of that light in your eyes, and it will also wake you up. From these 3 movements, your body should be slowly warming up. What's the key to bridging the gap between waking up and running? I know this is a lot of information, this whole video, so I want to make it easy, and I created a free warm-up cheat sheet that breaks down everything we covered today into a simple, printable, or just a guide that you can keep on your phone or your device, a tablet, whatever. But wait, there's more. Yes, I just said that. You'll also get access to my 30-day base training plan, and you'll subscribe to my weekly newsletter that helps you build consistent injury-free running habits, and you learn about running science and mental toughness. Think of it as your personal running therapist and coach, all for free. So grab it all again for free at the QR code right here, the link below, or check the show notes if you're listening to this in podcast audio format. No fluff, just real world stuff that makes you a better runner 1% each day. What's the key to bridging the gap between waking up and running?
Step 2, inside warm-up.
That's what we're going to be doing. Duration, 5 minutes. This step targets your full body with light resistance or body weight movements. It's short, simple, and super effective. Yes, inside warm-up. So we're in between the wake-up warm-up with here, the inside warm-up. These should feel like a 5 out of 10 effort. Rotate through, or you could pick your favorite 2 to 3 workouts are calf raises, lunges, kettlebell swings / deadlifts, or renegade rows. So with calf raises, I do 5 to 10 reps per leg. I focus on slow, controlled range of movement. Add a light dumbbell or kettlebell weight or a backpack with some water bottles or books in it if you don't have a weight at home. Gets just a bit of resistance if you need resistance. If you're new to calf raises, you don't need resistance. Lunges, it combines quads, glutes, and hip and calf activation. And it's very, very run specific for warming up. Lunges are quite easy. A lot of people know what lunges are. Single leg lunges. Kettlebell swings or deadlifts, they're great for hamstring and hip activation. Use very low weight, just focus on moving. We're not trying to do a heavy set or anything. Single leg is great for the deadlifts, and kettlebell swings, 2 arms is fine. Again, low weights. You can actually do kettlebell swings with dumbbells if you know how to do them. So obviously watch a YouTube video on that and practice first. Hopefully I'll have that up here. And renegade rows, these are my absolute go-to for core and upper body, and probably a little bit of hip flexors and hamstrings in there because you have to fully stabilize yourself and then get that arm up with the dumbbell or kettlebell. Pro tip number 1, by the end of this, some people should feel very warm depending on the temperature of your house or how hot you run or cold you run, and you'll develop a light layer of sweat. This is what I do. This is how I know I'm warmed up. This is great, and it's like you're ready. It's like the check engine, ding, the oven's warm sort of thing, and you should feel way better than you did when you first woke up. It should be about 5 to 10 minutes later, depending on how fast you can get out of the house. Pro tip number 2, in cold weather, I do this second warm up with long layers on, so covering my arms and legs, so pants and a long sleeve shirt. When you step outside, so I usually put the gear on that I'm gonna wear outside, you feel ready to run. Not freezing cold, like I'm a tin man that needs oil, and it's such a good feeling because the cold air, the cold surface air, doesn't make me go brr, and then I'm trying to warm up on top of trying to warm up from the outside. Pro tip number 3, by this point, if you don't feel any more awake or ready to run and possibly feel worse, you might need to change your run to be a short and easy run, a walk, or just go home. But I'll talk about that on the next step, and you'll know within 10 minutes of running after the next step what to do. Listen to your body. With your muscles primed, now it's time to take it outside for our last step. What's the difference between form drills and plyometrics, and why do you need both? Let's answer that in the last part of this 3-stage warm-up.
Step 3, outside warm-up.
Duration, 5 to 10 minutes. Again, this whole thing, even though it's 20, 30 minutes, it's absolutely worth it. This is where the magic happens. You combine form drills, dynamic stretches. The plyometrics sets everything up for you to run your best. So start out for the first minute. Gentle run walk. So you're walking for the first minute, followed by 2 minutes of jogging. and then you run another minute, 2 minutes of jogging. After about probably 4 or 5 minutes, you should feel fine and you should keep running. And then you go into, I like to go into form drills. So between 5 and about 7 minutes, and I focus on mechanics. So the 3 form drills that I like are ankle overs, knee overs, and leg swings. And again, I'm just doing one quick set of this, like boom, boom, boom. It's done in about 30, 40 seconds. I jog for another 20 seconds. I do the next one. Super easy. So with ankle overs, you're running over each ankle, short, rapid steps to activate lower legs, thinking stepping on hot coals, but your ankles are loose and your foot is dropping down. So you want it to be plantar flexion, which is your foot pointing down, versus dorsal flexion with your foot trying to point up for these ankle overs. Knee overs, it's the same thing, but running over each knee. So you're getting your knees and your legs and your feet to go higher. Keep ankles loose though, and dropping, pointing towards the ground, plantar flexion. And then I'll just do some leg swings, loosens up my tight hips, do them anywhere, grab a pole, make sure you get as high as you can. You can't mess it up. Do side to side ones and then do front ones. Plyometrics. So this is the last 2 to 3 minutes of my warm up. Sometimes as I get older and it's cold outside or I just need to warm up for a sprint set, I might actually be doing this for 15 to 20, 25 minutes, but that's some advanced stuff. You're probably like, ain't nobody got time for that. I only got like 7 minutes to warm up. So you can do plyometrics. I did a whole episode on that up here. Check that out, or link in the show notes or video description if you're listening. Explosive movements, they build power. So I'll just focus on the top 3. A skips, B skips, high knees, and pogos. A skips and B skips I found, if you haven't been running track or you're very new to running, they're a bit more on the complex side. High knees and pogos are easy. You can even substitute butt kicks for the B skips if you want. It really doesn't matter. It's just getting you doing running like movements and feeling powerful and strong and warmed up. You just need, again, 15 seconds each side for each one. We're warming up. We're not doing a hard set. So just bounce up and down, do about 15, 20 pogos, bounce up and down. If you're new to it, do about 5 to 10. You're just literally keeping your knees still and you're bouncing up and down, hitting the ground, bouncing off. High knees, everyone should know what high knees are. You're going high knees, do that for about 10 seconds. And then you can do butt kicks, again, 10 seconds. Very simple, just one set each. Wind-ups, run-throughs, or reverse strides. These are short speed bursts that gradually increase in intensity, 50 to 90%. They're perfect for waking up your neuromuscular system. I actually did a full episode on how to do wind-ups, run-throughs, and strides, and even sprints. Go up here or go to the link in the description, in the podcast show notes description or video description below if you're listening. Take the next 30 to 60 seconds to chill. And again, after doing 2 to 3 wind-ups or run-throughs, and adjust your gear, retie your shoes, visualize for the intent of the workout, focus. That's what I like to do. I just sit for a minute or two, get my music right if I need to, get the right BPMs, which I did an episode on getting the right cadence. You can go check that out up here, and how to use music and metronomes and DJ mixes and all that type of stuff, and Spotify and all that to give you the exact cadence you want and listen to some cool music. So check all that out when you can. There's links in the show notes if you're listening, or the video description below. And go out for your run. Now that you're fully warmed up, the workout should feel smoother, faster, and more enjoyable. I promise you, you should be sweating a lot and you're like, I'm ready for this workout. But what happens after you run? Do you do a cool down / warm down? And if so, are you doing it the right way? Enter the last section.
The cool down. Why it's essential.
The cool down should comprise of the last 5 to 10 minutes of your run, regardless if it's a long run, track workout, speed session, easy short run, etc. These should be baked into your workout beforehand. Do them after every single run if possible. Skipping cool downs, it's tempting, but it's like slamming the brakes on a car at full speed and putting it from drive to park while rolling. It will destroy your transmission. I love the car analogies for running. It's not great for your body. A proper cool down can also kickstart recovery so you can get the gains from the workout. So it's like, it's a virtuous cycle, the flywheel. You end up doing a good cool down, which gets you ready for your workout next tomorrow or 2 days later, which then you do a right warm up, which gets you ready for workout. See the flywheel, virtuous cycle. So a few ways to cool down. Easy jogging, going from whatever your top speed was in the run. So if you're doing a long, easy run, then obviously your top speed is gonna be a bit slow, but you're still gonna slow down into an easier jog, or even walking. So you can run walk the end. So reverse the inversion of the warm up. You can do strides or wind ups at the end, anywhere from 4 to 8 reps. Again, episode up here if you want to check that out, or check the link in the show notes or video description if you're listening. And dynamic stretches in front of your house, leg swings, calf stretches, or hip openers. A lot of different ways to do that. I like to do that. I have really tight hips, but I like to make sure that I keep the movements nice and big and loose and dynamic after my runs. I feel so much better. And then you can, at the end, foam roll or self-massage when you get home. This is subjective and optional. Some people don't do this. I like to actually use this spiky massage ball. It's super hard, hurts a lot, but it feels really good. I do this as a warm-up, or when I'm doing my inside warm-up, I'll do this for about a minute or two on each side of my hip. That feels amazing. And I'll do this as a cool down, usually at night, but sometimes if I'm feeling pretty tight. I like to hit all the troublesome injury-prone areas. My hips are super tight, so I always hit those, and my calves.
The finish line, final thoughts.
So you're probably like, yo, Darren, man, how much time do you think I have? Better question is, how much time have you planned to be injured? Yes, you getting injured, going to appointments, nursing yourself and licking your wounds, Googling every remedy, generally sad and depressed about life because you can't run. How much time have you allocated? Exactly. Prevention is always easier than treating. There's no perfect warm up. Just steadily get your heart rate up from standing still and resting to where you need to be to perform and do movements similar to running. That's all you need for a warm up. This really only takes 15 to 30 minutes total for proper 3-step warm up and cool down to unlock better runs, reduce injury, and build a foundation of habits and consistency for long-term performance. What did I miss? Let me know in the comments below. If you're watching on YouTube or if you're listening, you can email me talk@onebetterrun.com. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your prayers, what I got wrong, what you disagree with, all that stuff. How long do you warm up? Do you warm up? Do you cool down? Let me know all that stuff. Always trying to help. And again, if you want that free cheat sheet, training plan, and habits guide, get that at the QR code right here, link below, or check in your show notes. All right, so if you want to learn more, I did an episode that goes further into plyometrics and all that stuff below. Check it out.